Hi guys, welcome to the video. This is just going to be a quick Slayer guide for new or returning players to RuneScape 3 for the Kalphite Slayer task. So first things first, how do we get there? Well, you want to run south from the Alcarid Lodestone, go through the Shanty Pass and then run to the west to the cave entrance. If you're a returning player and you've not played in some years, you'll find the entrance is a lot more easy to spot than it used to be since the graphical rework. So once you're in the Kalphite Hive, just follow the route that I'm showing on screen at the moment. It's basically just a case of following the tunnel until you get to the first big room, and there's a nice little safe spot here where you can mage the Kalphites from behind this partially submerged skeleton. They're weak to water spells, so I do recommend using magic, and you can use the Fire Breath and Chains ability to hit multiple targets in one go. They will eventually become non-aggressive, but this is where Fire Breath and Chains are useful again, as you can use these abilities to aggro multiples to you at one go. Now in the clip, as you can see, I do have an inventory full of food. This is because I wasn't sure at the time whether the safe spot would still work, as I am actually myself a returning player. But I can confirm, as you can see on screen, that the safe spot does work, except against the workers, which are small enough to get by it. However, they're also the lowest level Kalphites and therefore do very, very little damage. You may find, however, that you still want to bring food if you want to loot them. Personally, I don't loot them. Their only really notable drops are some dirty herbs, water runes, and noted potato cactus, which can be useful for herb lore. Personally though, I don't find that they drop enough of these items to really be worth my time to actually loot. I do occasionally loot the water runes, but otherwise I don't worry. They are a decent source of blue charms for summoning, and they can also drop crimson charms, but not at as good of a rate as many other Slayer monsters, so I personally wouldn't worry unless you're particularly low on charms. But all in all, despite the crap loot that they give, they're really not worth skipping because they are so easy to kill. For this task particularly, I think I started with around 191, and it took me maybe 20 minutes to finish the task, and that was while semi-AFK. So, I mean, realistically, if you're trying to get Slayer points or Slayer XP or even Magic XP, they're worth doing just for how quick they are. It's really not worth you wasting 30 Slayer points to skip them, unless you're a higher level and have a lot of Slayer points to throw away, in which case it may be worth skipping, as towards end game levels their XP isn't really going to be worth it. So with all that said, I hope this guide has been useful to you, especially if you're like me, a new or returning player. As far as future Slayer guides go, I'm hoping to put out at least one a week for the time being. I'm going to be doing them basically based on what my Ironman actually gets as Slayer tasks, anything that I think would be worth recording and uploading with advice, tips and guides I will be doing. But if you're watching this video and there's a particular Slayer task that you are stuck on or you're not sure about, then just mention it in the comments and I will see what I can do about making a guide for it. I do have a main account that has 99 Slayer, so I am more experienced than the levels of this particular account would suggest. So if there's any Slayer questions you've got or queries or any other kind of RuneScape guides that you might like, just throw them down in the comments. I try and keep my guides nice and brief and just give you the information that you need. But if you feel I've missed anything in the video, then also feel free to mention that in the comments, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.